Oh, we're back at the blue room. Cole's back at the blue room. Alphonse is like, what's good, Cole? We know why you're here.
And now my heart's a blazing ruin. You say that you were only fooling. Don't walk away. Don't do me wrong. Don't leave me singing this torched song when I'm burning.
The studio secretary murder. Ah, the train tracks. Only good things happen out at the train tracks in the middle of the night.
Of course we will look into it. Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hat, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve. It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring, a matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white woman.
Right, Skipper.
All right. So someone found
Another body.
Muller's
and
ring.
Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
Exactly. Did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass, Phelps? Is that what your old man paid college tuition
What the
for?
fuck is he? That was weird. His voice was like transporting itself through the walls or something. There he is. Over here, Finbar, you drunk bastard.
You're behind the wheel.
Fine. Where are we headed?
Well, Donnelly said to go to the pawnbroker first, so we're doing that.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Cole, Hugo Moeller was identified.
Oh, we
by
totally took the
school's
wrong car.
groundkeeper.
I'm a dumbass.
He's our guy.
Witnesses have fingered the wrong guy before.
He ran, for God's sakes.
And he always maintained he was set up.
Whoops. Totally didn't mean to take a patrol car, but I guess that works. Technically, we can still get dispatch over it. I'm sure whatever officer can take Rusty's green piece of shit, whatever it is he's driving. Some pea soup green load of garbage. Watch this like automatically just have Rusty's car. Maybe because we went through a loading screen. Let me turn around and look. Nope.
How can I help you,
Ooh.
boys?
Pawn shops with bars at the counter.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
$50?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. You feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
He just magically appeared there.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip.
And this one? Probably the same, right? 22
Does
karat.
this mark mean anything?
Hallmark. Gives you an idea of the quality.
Was that not common knowledge in 1947? I feel like Cole should have known that.
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Shelley's the name of the poet.
Give us a description of the man who pawned these rings.
Not sure. Medium height, medium build, dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
Now, conveniently, this is the era prior to security cameras. But yeah, that was why Cole was like, God damn it, that name doesn't help us, because he used the poet's name for that poem we read in technical services that one time.
You know the way. You can drive.
And where exactly are we going?
To the rail yard. Seems really, are these trams going to go different locations? Why are they bunched up together?
We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus.
Of course it is.
Purpose having fun with us.
Why did you
The guy who's
stop?
been sending the Dahlia
Okay,
letters
you're
is
merging.
also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that one?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. If the Dahlia letters are genuine, then the man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Muller.
And how do we prove that, Phelps? Skipper ain't gonna like this one bit.
We're gonna have to rely on this guy tripping up on his own vanity.
How do we prove that, Phelps? He's proving it for himself. He's saying I did it. He's a psychopath. I also know that he's like a pretty average white guy. We got a better look at him in the cutscene.
You boys ready? Follow me.
We should keep this development with the rings. under our
Oh, we're
hat.
magically in Rusty Scar.
We're all on the same
The
team.
Finbar
Russ.
mobile.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it.
Oh, fuck. I just remembered what's about to happen.
Hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in.
Chill it out there,
I
Hart.
came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
Okay, what was that sound?
Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your detail?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now.
Let me look at her stuff first. Alright, we got a... What is this?
This is a chit for personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating.
But we have the name of a liquor store. We have a matchbook. If I get Cole to select it, there we are.
Maybe someone at Mensch's will remember her.
I feel like they use the matchbook trope a little too much. Alright, what do we have here? Another letter. From Bridgeport, Connecticut. Dear Evelyn, I hope that this letter finds you in a better way than when we last parted. Bitter words were exchanged. You had taken too much liquor, and we both know that what that makes you become. But I am not writing to harass and accuse. I am writing to apologize. I was heartbroken seeing what you had become, what had become of my little girl, and what she is doing to herself. You are destroying your body and your soul with liquor, Evelyn, and it is harder for me to watch than you can imagine.
Someone was trying to get her to come
But only
home.
God Almighty above us has the right to judge, and so I beg of your forgiveness. I've been in contact with a sanitarium here in Connecticut on your behalf. They say your condition is an illness, Evelyn, and that it can be treated. You only need to check yourself in. It will not, and then the rest of it gets torn. What we got here?
We could go over to the lot and see what
The
they know
Keystone
about
Film Company.
That's gonna be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
Okay. So this is where she used to work. Whoops. What do you got, Carruthers?
What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
Missing ring.
Another missing ring.
Certainly seems I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
Well, she wasn't strangled this time.
Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
Can you be more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
Well, found all the clues. Now, once again, thankfully, there is a police box nearby. Somewhere. Here we go.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor. Closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard, if possible.
Just a moment, Detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Thanks, ma'am.
All right, we got a new address. Overall, how many places do we have? Check those locations. Why is the crime scene not crossed off? Well, I guess because we're currently here. I don't know. Liquor store as well as the bar. Which one are we supposed to be going to first? I can't remember. I think we got to go to the freaking liquor. No, wait. We didn't talk to what's his name. Of course. There was some dude that was acting fishy who's been detained. Is that him sitting down? Yeah. I remember this motherfucker.
Detective
Whoa.
Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her. It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no
Take
law
your
against
beating
it.
like a man.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand. Classic Carmine. Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop! Don't hit him.
I wish you would, though.
You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Look at this motherfucker. Staring off. Hands on his hips. He's got like the Superman pose.
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick and her matchbook over on the mat. Not much else.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead. I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Clyde, you get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
That was fast. Alright, now we're done here. How could I forget, like, the best part of this entire case? That is the wrong car.
I need to go over the case notes.
Or is it? Is this his
Where are we
car?
headed?
I guess this is his fucking car.
Can you drive to this one?
And where exactly
Where are we going? I think we're going to the liquor store.
Read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah. Yeah, I read about that.
Those people are starving. They can't do that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? Guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. You spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
Oh, Phelps has a point. I believe that is what happens. Hopefully there was nothing else that was super important that I could have heard by driving there myself, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
What can I do for you?
LAPD, Phelps and Galloway. We're making inquiries into the murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes, I knew Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
A little weird for a liquor store to have a cola vending machine in the front. Oh, look at that doodle. Little cartoon there.
Got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins.
Shut up, Finbar.
You know, you let us take some for the road, this case might get solved a lot quicker.
What a bastard.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
She kept a bed here, but I probably shouldn't have let her. An alcoholic in a liquor store. That was never going to work out, was it?
Yeah.
We'll take a look around.
Alcoholic living out of the back of a liquor store. What we got here?
She wasn't always such a loner.
Friends?
Evelyn was reading Aristotle?
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
And she was borrowing books from Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Wait, is there more there? I seem to recall that you can, like, flip pages in this thing. Maybe not. I suppose not. I can't do anything. All right.
I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
Come on. There we go.
Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her
Get it?
spare time.
Spare time.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Grand. A lot of cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
And why haven't I been invited? Well, I guess that was everything. I think we can talk to the owner. Ask him some questions. Yep.
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit to pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it, but she did say the booze was a present for a boy. She said they had been fighting and she had to make it up to him.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
We got the impression that Evelyn had been sleeping rough of late.
It became difficult for me to have her staying here. Her mother was trying to get her back on the straight and narrow. She's old now. And to be honest, you have to have a good reason to want to get back on.
Do you know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
He might be... No, he's looking down a little bit. I can't remember. I mean, obviously I have the evidence in McCaffrey now, but just because it's in that book, it doesn't mean that he knows about that.
We're struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She idolized him. From what I gather, the feeling was far from mutual. He seems to peddle a revolutionary stance, fixing the ills of society. You could see how it would appeal to down-and-outs like Evelyn.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Robbins.
No problem. Hey, I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. He'll be trying to reach the next of kin.
Thanks. Get the guy, huh? Evelyn never hurt anybody.
Is this the door to leave? Okay. I was making sure that Cold didn't just like randomly turn into the wrong place. Come on, Finbar. Alright, we got the bowling alley, we got the bar. I'm kind of feeling bar, but this time I'm gonna look it up and check. And of course my phone like bugs out immediately. That's great. Oh, you can flip between them with the triggers. Didn't know that. Let's check the bar. See if I can get around this guy. Alright, super illegal turn happening. It's okay, I'm the cops. Fuck the pedestrians. Yeah, run that red light. Busy intersection. I've already established that the, fuck you, dispatch.
391 Broadway, Mallory's Cafe, 391 Broadway.
Whoops. Went a little too far there. I may have gone too far in some places. But I've established that, the traffic does not seem to operate the way it should in the open world sometimes. Whoops. There we are. Mensch's Bar.
Drink, fellas.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch. Evelyn Summers?
Regular,
What
huh?
is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
A bunch of these guys. Ask around.
Bunch of these guys. There's 2 guys in here. Let me ask this dude. Can I actually talk to you? I can.
You a friend of Evelyn Summers?
Who's asking?
Very cute. You know who's asking.
I know my rights.
You don't have any. Answer the question.
Evelyn mooches for drinks. I don't have any time for that.
Was that so hard?
Keep writing me, copper.
Never talked to that guy before. That is not a collectible newspaper. That's a regular ass newspaper. All these guys.
What's your name?
Including this guy.
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
How convenient.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
So it's very obvious that, based on what the bartender said, ask these guys or whatever. And the fact that Cole was just shouting at the top of his lungs in, like, what's a quiet bar with a few people in it. That, when they recorded those voice lines, this place is supposed to be, like, really happening and full of people during, like, main hours of business. I don't know, maybe it's possible if you goof around in the open world that you can possibly come here when it's, like, darker out and maybe there are more people here. I don't know. But every time I've seen this, that exact thing happens. And then Cole's shouting as if there's, like, music playing and you can barely hear yourself think or something. It's dumb.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
A few skirmishes, huh?
Do you want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights, that kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
You say you barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You looked down your nose at Evelyn, but you knew her, and you have some idea of what happened.
I hope you're holding aces. I'm telling you again, I barely knew the woman.
Well, there's the book. I guess... No, I guess this doesn't count. Although the owner did say that, McCaffrey looked down on Evelyn. That's the impression that he got from Evelyn. All right. So the book.
Why would you lend her your book on metaphysics if you only knew her in passing? It was more than that. A Renaissance man like yourself lending his books to his acolytes.
She hounded me about that goddamn book, and then she lifts it from my apartment and lies to my face that she didn't take it, as if she could even comprehend any of it. I saw her go into a hotel with Tiernan last night. They had booze in a paper bag. He's your man.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey.
Why would we not just ask McCaffrey about who James Tiernan is? Whoops, and there I go saying his name. I'm like that one girl in the car theft ring. But I remember that guy. I guess I would have figured that we'd be calling right now. We'd have to like call someone to get information. Whatever. Why are you on my butt there, Finbar? Oh, look, he's holding the radio.
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly. Return to Central. Go to
11 King, en route.
All right.
Let's not keep the man waiting, Phelps.
Sure thing. I'll break every traffic law on my way there. Can't be too far away. Keep LA safe. Drive safely. Just like that.
Jesus, Phelps!
Oh, that could have been a lot worse. Oh, there's a street crime going down. I'll have to be doing that in a couple of videos. Oh, I went too far. Oh well. We'll circle around to it. This is not as fast as I was hoping it would be. And I was like, maybe I can actually save time. Sometimes locations are like really close to each other, even though it doesn't seem like it. Not this time. And we're going through the trainway. Perfect. Exactly as planned. Just look at all the textures load in on this place.
The captain is downstairs with Ray Pinker.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. All right. Oh, that's wonderful. Checking that error status. You don't say. Oh. All right, time to cut footage. I'll be back in a minute. God damn it. All right, we're back. Luckily, it saved literally right before I entered.
The captain is downstairs with Ray Pinker and Carruthers.
And we survived. That was super weird. I've never seen this game crash before on any version, so that was unusual. And outside of like some weird texture bugs, which I think is just like a symptom of the engine, this version hasn't had like any problems with performance really, so that was a shock.
What's this about, Captain?
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick, but she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That would have been nice to know.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain.
I forgot
we have
about
good
that
leads in the
detail.
Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And to follow up on Evelyn Summers, I want daily reports.
Fernandad's buddy had the right idea. Got a job at the morgue to satisfy his weird fetish.
Got our orders. Back to the Summers case. Get an address for McCaffrey. He'll have blown the bar. I'll meet you outside.
Address for McCaffrey. That was weird. That was super unnecessary. Where the fuck's the phone? Oh, there it is. Using a payphone in my own
message
office.
for KGPL.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street, between Ord and Alpine.
Thanks for your help.
All right, let's check the locations. We got the bowling alley. I don't know why Central's still on here. Let's go to the bowling alley. You drive, Finbar.
Can you drive to this one?
Let me pose a question.
Depends. What you got to do with it?
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the slammer ever found out.
Available at your favorite movie theater.
Incorrect answer, Finbar. That's Ugh. Super not good. Though that is like the fear, right? That is what people in the justice system actually think, even though it's really not what they should. That is a vintage-ass bowling lane. Or I guess it's technically a modern bowling lane in 1947.
Hello, Rusty. Two on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
We're conducting an investigation, ma'am. Do you know the name Evelyn Summers?
Sounds like I should. Oh, maybe it could be Jimmy's friend.
Jimmy?
James Tiernan. He's a pin setter. One day he introduced me to a lady after work. It stuck in my mind because she was much older, too old for him.
Where can we find Jimmy, Florence?
He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back.
Thanks, ma'am. Let's go get him.
What is he doing? I don't know if that's like part of his job as a pin setter, just like get it out of the way as soon as possible. But it kind of made, yeah, I guess not. I guess he wasn't like running because he saw us.
Tiernan! LAPD!
Why is he running now?
There!
Let's take this really snappy little car.
What are you waiting for? Get after it!
Shut the fuck up, Finbar.
Might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight.
Burned, roasted. Way to go, Phelps.
These are flashy cars to be parked outside of bowling
Yes, they are.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Keep it steady and I'll try to bust his tire!
Yeah, nothing says living in the fast lane
Another
like
run.
bowling.
At least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run?
That's a good question, Phelps. Why do they keep running?
Show me your
His
hands!
fucking hands are clipping through the windshield. Oh! Did you fucking see that bullshit? That was great. That was amazing. I love this game so much. Oh, let's get into our dumb little car. Oh, fucking no, fuck that. I'm not taking your car, Rusty. We stole this car fair and square. It was for police business. Oh, that was the big dumbest. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Let's go to McCaffrey's apartment. Oh, that was so dumb. Bullocks. It was bullocks, I tell you. This car's super fast. Why wasn't this outside the bowling alley? So I guess by now it should be becoming obvious if you've never played this game that all these people we're arresting for murder are like not actually guilty because these are the work of the werewolf or the Black Dahlia killer or whatever. So it begs the question, why do people keep resisting like arrest? Why do people keep running as if they're guilty? And the biggest one is, what was his name? Clem Finney, stuff like that? Like, he's the one, he was the fruit stand guy. He was the guy that worked at the fruit market and was selling the liquor. And, like, he hopped it super hard. It's like, what the fuck? That case is also super weird because, both Clem as well as the victim's husband in that case gave, like, the same account about, I can't remember her name, but the victim getting into a brown Ford coupe. That was like an important piece of evidence, and then like it just gets thrown to the side as like, oh, that doesn't matter. Like, who cares? At the end, when you make the arrest, it's like, that's never brought up again. It's like, but they gave the same testimony about where she went. How does that? Oh, whatever. But it also, like, begs the question of, like, well, why does there continue to be really damning evidence in these cases against some people? Like the hobo getting the braided rope with the blood on it. How did that end up happening? I'm on the super wrong elevation right now. Look at this bullshit. Alright, let's go down the fun way. Yeah! Oh, shit!
Just go easy, Phelps.
Is it gonna correct itself? Are we gonna get out? Video games! Get out into my ass, Finbar! Oh god, that was great! Oh, best video of LA Noire yet. Oh, got tears in my eyes. Hurts. The car fucking auto appeared here. Oh, and it's back to normal. Did you see that shit? It was all fucked up when we walked over here, but it loaded back to normal. Apartment 6.
McCaffrey is in apartment 6.
Fucking love LA Noire. I think I figured it out why I like this game so much. Or like why it's so funny to me. And it's because, wait, it's upstairs? It's because, this game is like so deadly serious. It's a fucking crime drama. And it's like so... It's just like, oh, it's so straight-laced, but like the environment and what happens and what people say is so fucking dumb that it makes it hilarious. Oh, now we're knocking on doors.
Doesn't look like anybody's
You know
home.
what that means. If no one's home, no one's there to ask for a warrant. Look at those textures load in. The Last Bastion. By
It would take a smarter man than me to connect
Ernest
that.
Hutton. I'm sure that's a real book. I'm super unlearned. At least when it comes to old books. Why? What a convenient blood-stained shirt and bloody tire iron you have there, Grosvenor. I like how Cole has to manipulate this to like piece it together.
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Why does the fucking bowling logo matter?
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am. Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you gonna give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can ride him up.
Why is the
back.
Clue music
A
playing?
citation at least.
Oh, say Grosvenor is a fan of them Kellogg's cornflakes. Is there anything else in this location that we can potentially pick up? No. Bottle of booze. California Grove. I imagine that's what the word is. Maybe use an intuition? I mean, the area is so small. Oh. Yeah, this is it. This is the other half of Evelyn's letter from her mother.
Torn from the letter we found beside the body. At the very least, I'd say it ties McCaffrey to the scene.
There we go. Let's get up there. How do I get on the roof of this place? Look at her just smoking out in front of her apartment. Why does this apartment have a picture of someone on a horse in the stairwell? What's up with that? Some sort of jockey.
Saw his picture in the paper. Worked that case with the lady cut up like the Dahlia.
Why are you thinking that out loud? People do that all the time. I've never acknowledged it. But like Phelps is supposed to be kind of like a notable person around LA. Because I guess he made the papers when he came back from the war. Like, war hero. When's the... What do you get? The Silver Star or something? And then he becomes a cop. So sometimes he's like been in the papers. So people will just say shit if you walk around the streets. Fucking
Running
throws
a
a pigeon
hangover,
at me.
McCaffrey? Sit down and we'll talk.
I'll go get our wheels.
I would not be going that one step at a time if I was Cole. I'd be leaping down there.
You a runner, McCaffrey? Stay and fight the good fight.
Motherfucker's a communist. He's not gonna stay and fight the good fight.
There he is, officer. Give it up, LAPD.
I can't tell if I'm gaining ground on him. Oh, I will. He's gonna jump this fence, you bastard. Be a really good time for Rusty to catch up. Oh, I got you now.
Don't make me chase you.
I got you now. Oh, you bastard. Where's the prop? There it is. Spear.
McCaffrey, you're under arrest on suspicion of murdering Evelyn Summers.
Fucking camera bugged out. We didn't get to see Cole punch him. Oh, man. This has been a weird case. Very weird.
We need to get downtown and wrap this
Yeah, we're
thing
still
up.
driving this
It's
thing.
gotta be McCaffrey. Unless Tiernan set him up. You don't think that asshole Jameson could have done it, do you?
Well, he did run.
Whoever did it.
They both ran,
That
technically.
Dahlia fuck.
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the Dahlia?
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
Oh yeah, going through the train tracks again. In my sporty little car. Oh, in regular cars, L3 is honk the horn. Never mind me. Excuse me, gentlemen. Choo choo. Chugga 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 choo choo. Yeah, we're here.
You sure you can make it stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young fellas.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Keep lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
Because of what Grosvenor McCaffrey told us. Victim last seen, McCaffrey testifies to seeing victim enter a hotel with Tiernan on night of murder.
McCaffrey gave you up, Tiernan. He says he saw you go into your hotel with Evelyn.
I met Evelyn at the public library. We would read for a while and then go for a drink. Last night, we went back to my hotel room and had some more to drink. I must have passed out. I woke up and she was gone.
What time was this?
Around midnight, maybe later.
And there's no one who can confirm this.
No, there isn't. I knew you wouldn't believe me.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at it once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it?
She wanted something of his.
He seems kind of solid, but I don't think this is a lie. Let me read the log. She wanted something of his. But that's not entirely, is that entirely true? Well, he makes it sound like it was kind of like a vengeful thing, but I don't think it was. Not from what we've heard so far. Apparently she kind of liked McCaffrey, but McCaffrey kind of looked down on her like she was stupid or something.
We either hang this on you or McCaffrey. You better give us something.
Well, McCaffrey's been in trouble with the law before. I mean, he always makes out it was some kind of labor dispute, but, you know, I'm not so sure.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
You're lying, Tiernan. You'd been fighting with her. You fought, and...
I'm not lying! She got up and left! That was it!
That actually, Cole was right. That was actually a situation where what Cole said helped me. That they had been fighting, and that's why, where is it? Do I have it? Yeah. We learned from the liquor store owner that she bought rye as a, like, apology gift for a boy after an argument.
She left, but she came back. She bought you a quart of whiskey to make it up to you. She told the liquor store owner. You're in deep trouble, buddy.
She said she loved me. She wanted to care for me. But she would never stop talking about McCaffrey. McCaffrey was a writer, and McCaffrey was a hero. McCaffrey cared for the little guy.
Did you kill her, Tiernan?
I might as well have. I kicked her out. She had nowhere to go.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
Well, we use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
That would explain the one we saw at McCaffrey's apartment, but that doesn't explain why it's at McCaffrey's apartment.
Coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. Big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
All right, let's go talk to Grosvenor.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there?
I don't like those words. I don't like the way this is written in terms of, like, how can we prove that he was there? I don't think we really can, but we know that he's had contact with her recently because he has the second half of the torn letter. And I know for a fact that that's the evidence in this one.
How about half of Augusta Summers' last correspondence with her daughter?
What are you talking about?
Fucker, we found it in your
After
apartment.
you were done beating Evelyn, you searched her and found her mother's letter. That old lady's anguish amused you.
I know nothing about a letter or Evelyn's goddamn mother.
So what was it doing on your writing desk?
I don't know, but if I didn't put it there, somebody else did. Try exercising your powers of deduction on that.
Actually, he's probably telling the truth because of this whole Black Dahlia murderer thing.
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
Then what's with the bloodstained shirt and the fucking wrench? It's not as if we didn't find it. It is in fact there. So dumb.
I don't believe you, Grosvenor. The evidence says that you killed her.
You can prove that I wanted to kill Evelyn?
Tiernan testifies to threats of violence against victim made by Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Tiernan is prepared to testify that you threatened Evelyn's life in his presence.
Self-preservation. That's understandable. Okay, I'll level with you. Tiernan killed Evelyn. He came to me for help. I listened to him, and he explained why he did it.
Tiernan went to you for help. You expect me to buy that?
That's how it went down. I told him he made a terrible mistake, but he would be throwing his life away if he went to the cops. I took his things and told him I would dispose of them.
But you didn't.
Speak to Tiernan. He'll give it up.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45.
I like the fact that Cole automatically gets up after hearing that. Also, if you notice, the phone prompt appeared after that interrogation.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Maybe that was here last time. I can't remember. It should have appeared after Tiernan's.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
It's a different voice actor.
McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thank you.
That is not a simple skirmish. Also, that's really important information. And yeah, that should have appeared, that like prompt to call in to get that information should have appeared after we interviewed Tiernan, because Tiernan's the one that called McCaffrey's like criminal record into history.
You spoken to McCaffrey? I can go? It's all been cleared up?
Not quite. We have one more question we need to ask, James. Then I think we will be done.
Sure. Go ahead.
So Evelyn passed out, and you walked out. What happened next?
I woke up in the morning, very hungover. I thought Evelyn would have come back.
I know you're lying, James. You went out looking for her. Tell me what really happened.
I don't know what you're talking about. How can you say I wasn't in that hotel room?
Because of what McCaffrey told us?
You wound up at McCaffrey's. You were still incredibly drunk. You passed out on his floor. It's time to tell me what really happened.
McCaffrey woke me up the next morning, and he showed me the lug wrench and the letter and the box. And he said I came in with him last night. He said that I killed Evelyn. And that it was all over the radio. And that he would protect me. And I don't know, Detective, for the life of me, I can't remember a goddamn thing. And I was angry with her. Really angry. I could have done it. Was it me?
Good job, actor.
Wait here.
I feel bad for that guy. All right, let's go talk to McCaffrey one last time, because we got to bring up his criminal record.
You were in the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw, it changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
Oh, you haven't, have you?
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
I never said it was an assault charge, first of all. Second of all, you got a dishonorable discharge. That doesn't magically go away. I mean, that's on paper somewhere.
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge. Beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore. She tried to steal from my wallet. I could have fought for this country. I could have.
You beat her because she stole from you. Because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch. What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her.
You're fucking getting charged with murder.
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady who never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
Congratulations, boys. You bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse, and neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot in the prison graveyard.
Yeah, show me those results. Oh, we killed it. Much better than the last one. Except for that vehicle damage, but who cares about that? Grosvenor McCaffrey can write a tell-all memoir from his cell on death row. Alright, let's look up any notable trivia here. Where is it? There we go. This case is loosely based on the real-life 1947 murder of Evelyn Winters. One of the suspects in this case, James Tiernan, is loosely based on the real-life James Tiernan, who did work at a bowling alley and was charged with the murder of Evelyn Winters. Both witnesses at the murder scene, Nelson Gaines and John Jameson, are loosely based on railroad worker George Wycliffe, who both found Winters' body and confessed to having kissed it. That was a real thing that happened. Okay. This is the first case in which you can see the Black Dahlia killer's face in the opening cutscene when he murders his victim, though it is darkened by the shadow of his hat. During the conversation at the Central Police Station with James Donnelly, Ray Peaker, and Malcolm Carruthers, Malcolm is visibly upset about something. When Phelps asks what is wrong, Carruthers mentions he just had to fire one of his assistants because he was a friend of John Ferdinand Jameson's, implying the assistant may have also been a necrophiliac. I took note of that. When Phelps and Galloway are talking about the Mueller case, they imply that Hugo Mueller was charged with the crime, even if you charged Eli Rooney during the Golden Butterfly. They say Mueller was identified by the school's groundskeeper. Huh. I didn't catch that when we were playing. I wonder if that's still true. There are several logical problems with the evidence in this case. According to Tiernan, Evelyn stole McCaffrey's book on the evening of her death, but if, as Robbins testified, she had not returned to Levine's, however it's pronounced, liquor since that morning, how did the book get there? The ring you retrieved from the pawnbroker is originally bought in Hartfeld's jewelry store where you arrested Edgar Calu in the case Buyer Beware. Oh, I didn't make that connection. So that the ring that was on the left side that had the stone in it was made at that same jewelry store. Cool. If you return to McCaffrey's apartment after he's arrested, Eleanor Hopkin can be found standing around inside the apartment. At Minch's bar, a second unnamed patron can be questioned but doesn't reveal any useful information. I actually did that this time. The scene with Hopkin exemplifies Galloway's misogyny. Of course it does. Although he does that all the time. Stupid Finbar. Present in the rail yard are several locomotives. The one nearest the body is roughly patterned after a General Electric 44-ton switching locomotive, which further away is a long hooded type with a cab at one end. This locomotive has a trolley pole located on the front of the locomotive. This pole did not deliver power to the engine, but was used to activate signals when the train traveled down street tracks. Pacific Electric was unique among railroads for having this feature. However, the pole is facing the wrong way. That is a really obscure piece of trivia. That's really reaching for some information right there. All right, when we pick up next time, we've got one more homicide case left. Why? Whatever could it possibly be about? Could it possibly be about the fact that we've put like 6 innocent people on death row? Maybe.